champion of the world de Villalba, Puerto Rico, el new, el pupilo, Collazo.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so we're going to continue our coverage of the minimum weight division. As many of you guys know, I've started to make an effort to cover the 105 division because we can't ignore any weight class in the sport of boxing. And I'm really excited to make this video, right? Because, you know, I'm learning about this guy. I've heard a lot of great things about him throughout the course of this year. But I finally took the time to watch the man for himself. For myself, I should say. I finally took the time to learn about this fighter's story for myself. And I kind of wanted to just give my little assessment on him and what I learned and just those things. So in this video, we're talking about, you know, Oscar El Pupillo Collazo, all right? Puerto Rican fighter, southpaw. You know, he recently just made some history, big-time history in boxing as he became the fastest Puerto Rican fighter in the history of boxing to win a world title in his 7th pro fight when he defeated Melvin Jerusalem. You know, and he broke the record of the former Puerto Rican fighter Alex Nenes Sanchez, who previously held the record with him winning his first world title in his 12th pro fight. So, you know, that right there already shows you the kind of caliber of fighter he is. But as far as Oscar Collazo, we'll start with, before we get into his career and his story, I want to kind of talk about his style in the ring. Because anybody who knows me, who watches this channel and follows me closely, knows that I'm very critical of the Puerto Rican fighters because I genuinely feel like over the years in boxing, there's been a lot of Puerto Rican fighters that have gotten pushed, like Alberto Machado, for example, that really didn't deserve that kind of push, and they got hyped up and propped up to no end, and they just weren't up to par. And I feel like a lot of Puerto Rican fighters haven't been up to par. I think Puerto Rican boxing as a whole hasn't quite been up to par for a long time now. That's not to say that there's not still fantastic Puerto Rican fighters in boxing, because there is. We got Jonathan Pomo Gonzalez, we got Amanda Serrano, people like that holding it down. But I truly don't think, especially from the men, there's been a pound-for-pound caliber, you know, Puerto Rican fighter for quite some time. But I think Oscar Collazo, when I watch him fight, he's the first Puerto Rican man in a boxing ring that I've seen fight where I look at him and I say, that guy has pound for pound top 10 skills. Now, whether or not he ever becomes top 10 pound for pound, that's ultimately up to him and how much he's gonna dominate in the ring. But as far as his style, he's a southpaw. He's a very composed southpaw. Like he can move, but he's an aggressive southpaw. He likes to come forward and he's very composed in the pocket. You don't really see him be frantic or anxious when he gets close to a fighter. He's able to parry and block real consistently. And then one thing I like about him is when he throws his punches, very creative and educated combination puncher. He's able to shift and pivot mid combination and sometimes throw upwards of 3-4 punches, varying from head to body. So he's an aggressive, defensively responsible combination puncher, and I like fighters like that. So yeah, there's that. But as far as him, as far as his story in boxing, Oscar Collazo is promoted by Oscar de la Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions, as well as Miguel Cotto. So he's got Oscar behind him, he's got Miguel Cotto behind him. That's not a bad. Those aren't two bad people to have behind you, and I think just so long as they keep him active, he's gonna have a chance to really fly that flag high for Puerto Rico, because unlike a lot of other Puerto Rican fighters in boxing, he's not just getting by on being Puerto Rican. The guy has pound-for-pound skills. Now, obviously, he's in the lowest weight class in boxing as far as weight is concerned, so it's always going to be a bit of a harder sell, because you always have people that say, oh, well, these guys are the size of kids, who wants to see that, right? But once you see him fight, you'll see what all the hype, the hooting and hollering's about. But Oscar Collazo, he was named after Oscar de la Hoya, which ironically that was his mom's favorite fighter. He was named after him, so it's funny how life comes full circle, and now he's signed to Oscar de la Hoya and Golden Boy, so that's pretty cool. I'm also big baseball fan from what I've heard, so listen, you can't be Puerto Rican and not like baseball, as I would know myself, right? Because I love baseball too. He was a standout amateur. In 2019, he captured a gold medal at the 2019 Pan American Games, which I would definitely say that Pan American Games is probably one of the top 3 biggest things you can win as an amateur boxer. Obviously, the Olympics would come first. The AIBA World Championships would probably be second, and then Pan American Games be third. I would say Pan American Games definitely the third highest tournament you could win and compete in when it comes to being an amateur boxer. And then he also, as an amateur, he defeated a top-ranked prospect and Puerto Rican Olympian Yanquiel Rivera. So definitely someone that you look at the talent, you look at what he's been able to accomplish, the fighter he's been able to beat. I mean, he's beat some good fighters. 105, Melvin Jerusalem's a good fighter. He's done his thing. He even wound up bringing a world title fight back to Puerto Rico and defended the belt successfully in his last fight when he took on Garen Diegan. That was his last fight where he got a 6-round stoppage. So you're talking about a Puerto Rican fighter with pound-for-pound caliber skills, who's exciting to watch, who isn't going in there to just box and can actually throw more than just a left hook to the body, because a lot of these Puerto Rican fighters, they don't know how to feint and they don't know how to throw anything but a jab and a left hook. He's got full punch selection, uppercuts, overhand lefts, right hooks, everything you can think of, he's got it as far as punch selection. So that's always great to see. And he's brought world championship boxing back to the island, restoring honor, pride, and dignity to Puerto Rican boxing. So you love to see it. You love to see it. And as far as minimum weight division is concerned, there's some great fights out there for him to be made. The consensus seems to be, and this will probably be a video all in itself, and I'll probably make a little follow-up video to this if this guy should win the world title this weekend. But the consensus seems to be from boxing fans that follow minimum weight even more than me is that Oscar Collazo versus Jinjiro Shigeoka is the best fight to make in this weight class. And from what I could gather, watching both of them fight, I have to learn more about minimum weight obviously, but I would definitely say from the little bit I do know, that seems to be the most interesting matchup. Both of them are explosive southpaw power punchers. Oscar Collazo, I feel, has slightly better feet than Jinjiro Shigeoka. But Jinjiro Shigeoka I think is a little bit more explosive. So that's a hell of a fight. That's probably below featherweight, and even maybe in all of boxing, one of the best matchups that can be made, because you have two hard punching, aggressive southpaws who understand distance, who know how to knock out people. Jinjiro Shigeoka, from what I could see, is an amazing, vicious body puncher. Oscar Collazo, from what I could see, is an amazing, vicious body puncher in his own right. So really, I don't think there's really any wrong you could do in making a fight like that, right? Obviously, Jinjiro Shigeoka has to get past Daniel Valladares this week, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, there's definitely fights out there for him in this weight class, and it's just good to see that there's a Puerto Rican fighter that is actually seems to be maybe the best fighter in the weight class. And listen, whether he could get knocked out his next fight, he still made history. First Puerto Rican fighter to win a world title in so little fights. That's world champion in 7 fights. It's pound for pound caliber stuff. I know the argument is going to be that in the lower weight classes that there's not, the pool of fighters isn't as big, right? Because let's say like at 105 pounds, you may have 500 fighters or less in the entire weight class, as opposed to like divisions like 168 or 147, you have upwards of 1,000 plus. So I get all that, but still, 7 fights, and the fact that he did it, it shows you his ambition in the sport. It shows you what he's trying to get done. It shows you his level of skill. And at 26 years old, he's something special. I believe Golden Boy Promotions may have something special on their hands with El Pupillo. So that's my video. That's my take on Oscar Collazo. I think he's going to be a great representative for Puerto Rican boxing. Puerto Rican boxing has had a lot of fighters fall short in recent years, like Edgar Berlanga hasn't quite become what we'd hoped. Alberto Machado was a colossal bust. It's probably been since Ivan Calderon that Puerto Rico had a true, real, legitimate pound-for-pound star. You can maybe argue with Danny Garcia, but that's depending on who you talk to, you get different answers. But let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about Oscar Collazo? Who do you want to see him fight next? I think Oscar Collazo versus Jinjiro Shigeoka is a great fight. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.